Although my room isn't nearly as big as yours, I still need to do centers. Now, do not use the excuse that your room is not big enough, okay? Do not do that. We will always find reasons why we're not doing something. And that's a cop-out. Within the space that you have, your room is big enough. Your space, if you have your own room, oh my goodness, you've got more than enough space. In fact, I'm going to show you what a big space looks like. What are you doing? Oh, yeah.
Dr. Marks is my name.
You are jamming. Now this is a big room. Big room. Now that was a big room. That room was twice as big as what I'm sitting in right now. If I had that space, oh my gosh, I would be in heaven. But I'm not in heaven over there, I'm in heaven here. Use the space that you have. And one of the reasons my room looks bigger than yours is that I do not have much furniture. You don't see a desk in here. You do not see much furniture at all. There's no chairs in the way. I don't have those winger flip form things that everybody has to have. I just have a flat floor, a carpet, and walls. I have 5 walls instead of 4, but I still have walls. Get rid of everything. All you need is some instruments. All you need are instruments for the older kids, and you don't really need that many for the younger kids. And what I do is I have a closet where I switch out early childhood and middle childhood equipment. Right now, the second graders, this particular year's second graders, are fairly immature. They behave socially, interpersonally, more early first grade, late kindergarten, rather than second graders. It's just, they're going to be an immature group all the way through. I don't know why, it's going to happen. So they are just now getting into tuned percussion instruments, and not all of them, just a few of them. So I introduce equipment very cautiously. If it costs more than $50, I am very, very careful. You know, boom whackers, they can whack everything out of a boom whacker, and I won't care because it's a piece of plastic. If they break it, it breaks. Now, if you're talking about a $700 xylophone, I have an issue with that. Therefore, be very, very cautious. Introduce things very, very slowly. There was another comment about the unstructured activities in center time. Remember that this is towards the end of the year, so there are a lot of reps. Remember that I have taken out most instances of aberrant behavior, for lack of better words, so that you're only getting the cherry-picked good stuff. However, there is structure to what you're seeing, even though it's not, what's the word I'm looking for here, even though it's not micromanaged. It isn't chaos, it is structure. There is structure there. There are 2 schools of thought, probably more, but I'll say 2 for right now. 2 schools of thought on play. One is that there should be a limit to how many children go into a center. and you'll see many times a center will have a spot for maybe 4 paper clips or clothespins with the child's name on it. And they know, the children know, that if there are X number of clothespins on this center, the center's closed until someone takes their clothespin off and goes to another center. Now that's going to help if you're having issues with self-management issues, if you've got interpersonal issues. This is going to take a lot of the headache out of your life by structuring it this way and structuring it to where there's a set of instructions, where there are specific things that in this center, this is what you do. And this would be more scaffolding. I try to stay away from that as much as possible at the early childhood level so that the kids can really stretch and see where this thing that they're working on will take them. So I'm an advocate, a strong advocate of free flow play. I've read in my readings, my professional readings, Tina Bruce, who is a British educator, writes a lot about free flow play. And the idea is that the child moves in and out of whatever center he or she wants whenever they want. Now, you will probably have noticed in the videos that the kids will pop in to a center for 10 seconds and then jump out. That's one of the not drawbacks, but the things you have to accept in centers at early childhood level is that their attention span is minuscule. Accept, move on. So the kids will jump in and jump out, jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out. The other issue is that you may have 15 people out of a class of 22, 25 people at one center because it's new. And then you're going to get a whole host of complaints. You know, you'll hear it. So the reason I prefer dealing with them over the other is because in real life there are no limitations on what you can do, like clothespin limitations. And in music, we don't necessarily have musical ensembles of 4 people. Quartets do not rule. We have many different sets of people in an ensemble. And if I limit the number of people to 4, or any number, then I can only talk about 4 people. I can't talk about solos if they do something by themselves. Or I can't talk about a duet. Or I can't talk about a trio. Or I can't talk about a chorus. See, when the choices are varied, then what you can talk about related to music expands greatly. You have more to talk about when they have more choices. You have less to talk about when they have fewer choices. That's the way I see it.